couple jokes to share. One of which is I've read in several discussion forums. It's guy takes his dog into a bar. Bartender says, "Well, we don't really allow dogs in our bar." And the man says, "Well, you gotta understand this is a very unusual dog. He can talk." Bartender shakes his head and the guy says, "I'll prove it. What's my name?" "Ralph." "That's right. What's on top of the building?" "Ralph." "What's the texture of sandpaper?" "Ralph." "Who was the greatest baseball player of all time?" "Ralph." Bartender shakes his head, takes them both by the scruff of the neck, walks them outside, shuts the door. The dog says, "Maybe I should have said DiMaggio." Bob Dole, after his unsuccessful attempt to run for president, became the poster man for Viagra. Well, when that happens, he goes, he takes up with a young lady, and they go into the motel, and they get it on. The woman says, "Wow, Mr. Dole, this is the best sex I've ever had. Do you think you could do it again?" He says, "I could, but you're going to have to let me sleep for an hour and hold my balls while I sleep for an hour." "Okay." So she wakes him up, they do it again. She says, "Bob, do you think you could do it a third time?" He says, "Yeah, but you got to let me sleep for an hour, you got to hold my balls while I sleep." Finally, after the third time, she says, "Mr. Dole, I've got one more question." He goes, "No, I couldn't possibly do it again, even with Viagra." She says, "Well, that wasn't the question. The question is, why do you need me to hold your balls while you sleep for an hour?" He says, "You don't, but the last one got away with my watch and my wallet." Okay. Well, we need to be bipartisan, so William Clinton reaches the pearly gates. St. Peter says, "Who goes there?" He says, "It is I, William Clinton, former President of the United States. I feel your pain." And he says, "Well, Mr. Clinton, tell us your sins and I'll decide your fate." He says, "Well, I committed perjury. I did not commit perjury, but I did lie under oath. I had extramarital affairs, but I never had sex. And I smoked pot, but I never inhaled." "Okay, Mr. Clinton, we're going to send you to a very warm place, but we won't call it hell. You're going to be aggravated, but we won't call it damnation. And you're going to be there indefinitely, but we won't call it eternity."